Well, Kai Kai actually suddenly completed the task. What an unexpected surprise it is. But the boss was furious. The gas explosion turned into a fire party and shattered the neighborhood's glass, but thankfully no one was hurt. Kai Kai was feeling down, like a total loser, when suddenly her high school classmate King Mei popped up. Kai Kai suddenly got serious because King Mei was a top student and a star back in school. How could she remember this low-key girl? Coincidentally, King Mei invited her for drinks and asked as soon as they arrived, "Where do you work now?" Kai Kai quickly spun a tale, saying she worked at an agency, and King Mei said she became a middle school teacher. Those kids were a handful. Sometimes, even when intentions are good, things go sideways, and Kai Kai could relate, but something felt off. After so many years, why was King Mei suddenly so warm? Just then, her phone buzzed with a message from a Jing. New task, hunt down a subway creep. Upon hearing this, Kai Kai dashed to the subway station, and the target showed up in no time. They squeezed onto the subway, packed like sardines during the evening rush hour, and unexpectedly, the target chose to strike a female student. Kai Kai was seething with anger. She wanted to stop them, but was held back. Too many people. Kai Kai huffed and turned away. She recalled her past run-ins with creeps. Back then, she didn't report it but wondered if it was because she was dressed too scantily. With a bit of wisdom from Luzon, she realized women were like the melons in the field, while men were just rabbits trying to steal them. They saw melons and couldn't help but nibble. That was just animal instinct, nothing to do with how the melons looked. And now, she was determined to become the sharp steel fork firmly gripped in the hand of Runtu. Without hesitation, she hurried back to the company. Little did she expect that this incident would make the headlines so swiftly. The boss was annoyed. I didn't assign any. Jing stepped up as the employer. He just couldn't stand those punks, and the boss looked even angrier. Kai Kai thought, I'm definitely getting canned for this. But unexpectedly, the boss walked over and said, Kai Kai, you heard wrong. Then he added, go do what you think is right, it'll handle the aftermath. Sometimes we need a little PR boost. And, of course, if there's a commission, that'd be even better. Kai Kai was touched. It felt like a magical company with a magical boss. Happy, she arrived in the suburbs, only to hear Jing shout from afar, hurry up and help bury the body. He wanted to rush back to like Uncle Sam's commentary, hey, dumplings. Have you liked it yet? If not, go hit that button. The next morning, Kai Kai stepped out for work but was blocked by officers showing their badges, here to discuss recent cases. She panicked, making an excuse to rush to work, and hurried back to the office to seek help from the boss. But the boss said the police were just vetting suspects. She had to go along with it. Kai Kai was helpless. Eventually, she went to the police station. The detective asked, how old are you? She quickly replied. She said she was born in 1999. The detective calculated. This year she'd be 25, though she just turned 30. Women mature 3 years sooner, and men start running stores 5 years later. The detective asked again, where do you work? Kai Kai replied with a smile, an agency, and the detective asked, which? Kai Kai hesitated. An ad agency. The detective burst out laughing. Advertising helps everyone. Smart move. Sitting down, the detective asked, where were you on April 16th at 8 p.m.? Kai Kai thought, usually home watching Deadly Ninja. The detective was also super fascinated by Deadly Ninja. That line must have been from the script, wasn't it? Kai Kai nodded hurriedly. The next day, they bumped into each other at a Deadly Ninja event. The detective had a crush on Kai Kai and asked her out for dinner. Kai Kai had never been on a date, so she quickly called King Mei for advice. King Mei said, if you like him, just go. Kai Kai kept asking, if I have feelings, I should go. King Mei nodded enthusiastically. She asked again, seriously, I should go. King Mei replied earnestly, cops aren't scary, trust me. You're not a killer, rare opportunity for a guy to ask you out. Kai Kai decided to go, but then the boss assigned a new task. This time the client was a deadly crime boss. But the one she was truly seeking out wasn't Kai Kai. It was an admirer named the Invisible Killer K, indeed. Kai Kai was thrilled. She had a date with the detective tonight, but the boss' offer was just too tempting. To ensure nothing went wrong, the boss sent a Jing to help. Tonight's deal must go smoothly. She set up her sniper rifle. As soon as the employer gave the signal, she could clock out and be ready for her date with the detective. Speaking of the date, after the job was done, she had to rush back to change outfits. What should she wear? A bohemian. Ugh, she hadn't applied nude lipstick today. Perhaps she could make do with a sandy hue as a compromise. A Jing got shot and fell. The other side had also brought in a sniper. Kai suddenly realized what was happening and thought of calling an ambulance, but a Jing yelled, "Run. The enemies are coming." Kai pressed down on the wound desperately, but blood gushed uncontrollably. Before losing consciousness, the Jing gritted his teeth and whispered, You, be gentle." The moment the gunfire sounded, Kai's eyes turned into two blood moons, and the goons hadn't even reacted. A shadow of blood swept by, her right handgun spouted fire, and her left leg swung like a hammer, turning the battlefield into dream. The bullets hadn't even processed yet, when three goons' foreheads blossomed with snowflakes, and the panicked crowd immediately fled like a tidal wave.